Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. Today's demonstration is based on this photo I took in January by the River Bollin in Cheshire in England. The way the fence creates leading lines attracted me to the scene, and the ivy covered tree makes a pretty good focal point for the painting. I'm going to simplify the details and paint my own interpretation of the scene. I've already sketched the scene on a sheet of Saunders Waterford 300-gram rough paper, and I've used masking fluid to retain some of the white areas to allow me to paint the background washes freely. I'm starting with the sky. This is cerulean blue and a touch of cobalt blue. Just wanted to brighten the sky up from the photograph. It was quite an overcast day and the sky was quite dull. I'm using the same colour mix for the river, just the initial wash. I'm just adding a touch of burnt sienna just to grey the blue a little bit for the shadows in the snow. Just a few bits and pieces of shadow here and there. Just softening the edges with some clean water. This is burnt sienna for the background trees and branches and bushes that are there. I want to keep this pretty vague. I don't want it to detract from the foreground. I've just added some ultramarine to the mix just for the base area of the background trees, and just putting a little bit in the foreground too, where there are going to be some twigs and little shoots growing out of this through the snow. I've just been painting some of the branches of some of the trees. I forgot to turn the camera on. I apologise for that. This is jadeite green and sap green mixed together for the initial wash for the ivy covered tree. Just added some alizarin crimson just to darken the green a little bit. If you're using green, always darken it with a complementary colour. Darken it even more, a little bit more of the jadeite green added into the mix. Just loosely brushing in wet for this ivy covered tree. Not worrying too much about detail. It's quite dark. I'm just building up from the lightest light to the darkest dark as always. Just using the side of a rigger just for the opposite bank of the river at the top, just to try and indicate a little bit of greenery growing through the fallen snow. This darker area is ultramarine and burnt sienna mixed together for that to make that dark grey, blending in with the green. It's making it darker at the base where the bank meets the river. Putting a little bit of reflection and shade on that side of the river. Just indicating a few ripples in the water. It's a flowing river, so there's always going to be some ripples. This is ultramarine and burnt sienna for the darkest tree on the opposite bank. Just using a rigger brush for those thinner branches at the top of the tree. I think it's a number 0 rigger, this one. I'm not slavishly copying the photograph, just indicating some of the branches. I've simplified it down because it's a very busy area, that side of the river on the photograph. I've taken the masking fluid off now, and this is a mixture of raw sienna and yellow ochre for the lighter branches of this tree on this side of the bank. Just showing through the ivy, just darkening a few areas. You can see now why I needed to use masking fluid. I wouldn't have been able to get these lighter coloured branches otherwise. Just being careful to leave some of the areas on those branches white to suggest that there's snow lying on them. Just adding a few dark patches just to vary the colour of those branches, otherwise it would look very boring if they were just one colour. Just creates volume in the branch. Just darkening some of those branches where I use the masking fluid to create the snow, just adding a little bit of detail under the branch on the reverse side so that the snow covered bits stand out. not being too careful about it, as long as it gives the impression of snow-covered branches and twigs. The eye will do the rest. This is some jadeite green mixed in with the burnt sienna, just for this browny greenish for the fence posts where they've not got any snow on them. Just putting the shadow under the horizontal bars of the fence where the snow's not landed on the uprights. Just using the side of a rigger here, it's a number 0 rigger, just to pick up the roughness of the paper to suggest the where the snow just attached itself to the side of the rails. Just trying to create that rough texture of snow lying on a fence and clinging to it. Just added some ultramarine to that mix with a little bit more sienna, just to for that far bank. It looked a bit light, and wanted to darken it. This will dry a little bit lighter, but it's I think it's going to be dark enough now. Just adding a bit more shadow on that side of the bank in the snow, and in the far distance on this side on the right hand side of the bank. Just adding to the feeling of depth in the painting by putting these shadows in. A few more foreground details, just with a rigger, just some plants growing up through the snow. Just using the side of the rigger with a bit of burnt sienna, just add a bit of interest. Just putting a little bit of shadow on the cross rails of the fence, just to give them that look of 3 dimensions. Just adding a few touches of white gouache just to finish the painting off, really. A few touches on the branches where I've gone over a little bit with the colour. Just making sure that the white of the snow stands out. Trick is not to go over the top with this sort of detail. As long as the eye perceives bits of snow on the branches, that's all you need. Just putting a few highlights and reflections in the river on the ripples. And a few little bits of snow lying on the leaves on the ivy in patches. Not too much, just a few dabs of white here and there. Just finishes the painting off. And I think we're done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this demonstration in terms of simplifying a photograph to make life easier for yourself when painting it. If you liked the demonstration, please give it a like. It always helps with YouTube. Do subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. And thanks again for watching.